Layla, let's hear from you in the army of monitor heads. It's our video viewer mail.
Here's Amy from Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts.
Sounds lovely.
Hey guys, I've got a puzzling question. Why is it that in the United States you can have sex in most states at 16 years old, but you can't watch porn until you're 18?
For the first 2 years, you should really keep your eyes closed, is why.
What?
You shouldn't watch any porn until you're 18, because there's going to be a lot of missteps, a lot of mistakes.
Well, I think because when you're from 16 to 18, you should be having very pure, clean sex. By the time you hit 18, you're old enough to do the really dirty stuff. You know what I mean? Like that really raunchy, nasty R. Kelly stuff. Oh. You know, the stuff that you do on a daily basis.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
When you add a dog into the equation, it's just...
Look. Fur gets all mad, and it's really not that good of an idea.
Yeah, you are for good reason. It's bad. Now, Amy, I have to say thanks for the question. We're all big fans of pornography. In fact, it's kind of a problem.
Yeah, it kind of is a problem. No one's going to argue with that.
For some.
For some. But thanks to the internet, you know, we can get whatever we want whenever we want it, and that's sort of the issue.
Like every day at 10 a.m.
Exactly. Just
no matter what you're doing, you can get online and get it.
Put the keyboard over there. It also means sales of X-rated DVDs are down, and traffic to free ad-driven sites is actually growing every day. So how can the adult entertainment industry actually compete when there's this new free market for porn?
That's a really good question, and we want to know what you guys out there, and we want to know your standards. Where do you get your porn? Wait, where do you get your porn free? Wait, where do you? I can't even say the question.
Where do you get your porn? Free on the internet, or do you pay for it?
That's a good question.
That's a great one.
Vote at our website, g4tv.com/AOTS, or text your vote to G4TXT. That's 44898 to vote and register for AOTS Live News Alert.
All right, now coming up later, we're going to have the trailer for the Western 310.
Welcome back to the show. Earlier we asked you, where do you get your porn? Well, according to our cache clearing scientists at the G4 laboratories, a whopping 96% of you get your porn for free online. Let's go over to Kevin, who practically has it's a PhD in the field. Definitely.
Yes, thank you. You know, look, there was a time when if you wanted porn, you had to pay for it, maybe in the form of DVDs or premium cable channels. But now the internet, well, they've kind of proven that there's now a free option. The adult entertainment industry has always been a pioneer of new technologies. From VHS to HD DVD and the internet, the industry has adopted early and made billions. But now that free internet pornography is so abundant, technology itself may threaten the billions made by the porn industry every year. Sales of X-rated DVDs have plunged 30% over the last 2 years, while ad-based internet porn sales grew by 14%. YouTube-like sites that encourage users to upload homemade clips receive 15 million hits a day, and free ad-supported pornography is virtually unlimited. Will the adult entertainment industry crack the internet puzzle, or will porn companies fall victim to the user-generated generation? Clear your browser history. It's The Loop. All right, my guest tonight from Charlotte, North Carolina, PornoTube marketing associate Suzanne Knudsen is here, and from Los Angeles, co-founder of Wanted List, On Tran is here. Gentlemen, welcome to The Loop, and lady, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Free porn, it might just be two of the most exciting things in the English language when you put them together. I love those words. And your site is like a XXX Netflix, really. You're banking on the concept that people are going to want to pay to rent porn on DVD, and because of that, I mean, clearly you must be threatened by free porn on the internet, right?
Well, free porn has actually existed since the dawn of the internet, and basically what's happening today is that their website and all these other free websites, there might be proliferation of them, but all these sites they're kind of like teaser sites that pretty much push traffic to real high-quality content sites like ours, where you actually have a real user experience where people are watching full-length movies, and that's what people are paying for. I mean, the statistic is right. You know, 96% of people find free porn out there, but the reality is 96% of those people are actually going out, making that step further and buying the adult products themselves.
Do you really think that's the case? Because I mean, Suzanne, I mean, I don't know how the porn industry can compete against something that's free. I mean, yes, they're teaser clips, maybe, you know, 3 to 5 minutes in length, but last time I checked, I think that's all people really needed, right?
I think what you're finding, though, is that there are a lot of people that are using sites like the ones I work for to just use it as a sampler, almost like a buffet, to just go through and say, well, I feel like, you know, feet tonight. No, feet's not doing it for me. I feel like big booty tonight. Nah, it's not doing it for me. I feel like pterodactyls. That's what I want tonight. And it's right there for them, and they can find it, and then they
Wait,
can
where are the
figure out what their
pterodactyls
tastes
again?
are.
Because I've been searching high and low, and Google has provided me nothing.
Well, see, you're looking in the wrong place.
Apparently. Well, I mean, according to Luke Ford, a columnist for the industry, he said only 1 in 1,000 people actually pay for their porn on the internet. So, I mean, is that enough to sustain this industry, or do they need to change their game up?
That number is, I think it's incorrect. I mean, the online adult industry is $2.6 billion, and the offline adult industry is about $2.5 billion. I mean, total, that's $5 billion. I guarantee you it's not, 50 million. I mean, it's not, 5 guys spending $5 billion each or $1 billion each. It's a much larger population. And even though people are out there to look for free stuff, which we always do, like, we go to YouTube for entertainment value, but we don't stop going to the movie theaters.
Sure, we're still buying movies, even though we're seeing clips of them online.
Yeah, and the reality is what people are trying to do is they're trying to gravitate towards good sites. These teaser sites are great sites, but our concern about some of the teaser sites out there is you don't want to bite the hand that feeds you. You don't want to have too much content out there.
Suzanne, go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, I was just going to say that, though, even though you have these quote-unquote teaser sites out there that are driving the traffic, I think the entire industry is moving to a digital format. I mean, your business wouldn't be online if it wasn't, if you didn't think your customer base was online. So I think more and more we're seeing people shift. You're seeing it across the industry. It's not just adult video. It's also regular video. It's music. The music industry went through the exact same thing. Basically, the adult industry has to embrace this new format and figure out the ways to make it work for them. Digital download and digital, watching things online is basically the next wave. And I think the industry, they've always been in the forefront. They're absolutely going to embrace it and work with it.
Do you expect that someday, like the Vivid Entertainments or the Wickeds of the world, they're going to combine to offer a one-stop portal for all of this content?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think everyone right now is pushing their stuff online. And the key here is for certain sites not to, I guess, commodify the product way too much. Because basically, sites like, companies like Wicked and Vivid, they're concerned right now that there's too much free stuff out there and that the clips are getting way too long, which is kind of some of the companies that Suzanne works for. And eventually, I mean, what I was talking about before is that you don't want to bite the hand that feeds you, which is putting too much free stuff out on the internet. And then you're going to see companies like Vivid and Wicked start pulling their product away and creating that one-stop shop where pretty much they're going to exclude some of the companies she represents. More or less.
But as much as they do that, you have most electronics are becoming more and more affordable. Anybody can go out and buy a video camera. Anybody can figure out how to shoot lights. Yes, the quality is not going to be as high, but the content in one way or another is always going to be out there. So you really just have to figure out the best way to embrace it, maybe even learn from it.
So Suzanne,
people are excellent examples.
But people always gravitate towards good content. I mean, that's why the Vivids, the Wickeds, the Jekyll and Hydes have been able to survive all these years.
Sure.
But is the definition of good content changing because of the internet? Because I think some people now consider good content to be the availability and the ease of accessibility of said content.
I think initially that is the case, but people always gravitate towards good content. I mean, that's why good big studios survive over the years, while the small secondary studios usually die out.
All right, now Suzanne.
But you also, I think the standards are changing, though. I think you're finding that there's a better, there's more acceptability in terms of the type of people that you see out there. So it's not always going to be a beautiful blonde with double D breasts. You're going to see women that are thicker and whatnot, and I think that's very exciting for the industry to open that up.
Now, Suzanne, here's my question for you. I mean, yes, An had said, free porn has been on the internet since the internet was created, and that's true. I mean, if you shut off safe search on Google and look for, old rusted instruments, you're going to find some stuff that's really fantastic. But really, these YouTube-esque sites have only come around in the last few years. Do you see that trend dying off in 5 years, or is that going to be the mainstay for the internet?
I think right now we're at a point of flux where we're actually watching the internet react across the board to user-generated content. You have everything from social networking sites all the way through, sites, like PornoTube and these sites. And as they're moving, they're responding to the user needs. And I think once that finishes flexing and growing and getting to a point where it's finally hit its, its level and found its level, then we can evolve to the next level. Right now, it's so open. The landscape is huge right now. We have no idea where it's going to go.
All right, On, final word to you, sir. Where do you recommend that customers actually hide their stuff?
Oh, right here.
Oh, you just keep it on you. Okay, Suzanne, what about these digital downloads? I mean, is there a cute kitten folder, or is there some place that's convenient to hide it?
It's a folder with your name on it, sweetheart.
Oh, woman after my own heart. Thanks to our guests, Suzanne and On, for joining us. Thank you, guys, for keeping us in the loop. Right now, we're going to go over to Olivia, who's got some neat toys for you, but not of that kind. We're switching gears.
Yahtzee. Today, we're looking at the latest...
Hi. I was just wondering if you guys could have your own Ben & Jerry flavor, what would it be?
Ooh. that's a good one. You go first.
I don't know. You go. Go for it.
No, you go.
Really?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd say it'd be like it tastes like Portuguese chorizo, sort of,
Ah.
and I'd call it like trainee surprise.
Okay, it'd be like spicy and sweet.
Yes, with crushed almonds and dreams.
Mine would probably be pretty simple, just like razor blades and peanuts.
Oh,
Oh,
sounds
tasty.
delish. Actual chunks of razor blade?
They're small, but the peanuts are big.
Okay, good. So
you
it
don't want
offsets.
a little,
Yeah,
not too dangerous.
that's really good.
Yeah, it's delicious, actually. You should
I'm
try
gonna
it.
call Ben, actually.
Really?
Yeah, we'll see if
I
we can
would
get it
love
made.
to have a Ben & Jerry's flavor.
Just a carton.
Just one?
If the Form kids can make labels for the cartons, that'd be awesome. We'll think
Oh,
that
then
we'll
we
make
put it out and we eat
Yeah.
ice cream.
There you go.
All right. Thanks, Neil, for the question. But the show isn't an attack of the ice cream.
Aww.
See what I did
Okay,
there?
that's good. We got to move on, right? Okay, she cracks herself up sometimes. Right now, it's time for the only news you need to know. Here it is.
She is attack of the show, and then I said ice.
It's in the feed, actually. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'm Layla Kaylee, and it's time to start the feed. Gamers have been waiting years for sport, and now it looks like they'll have to wait a few more. The latest issue of Game Informer is reporting that Will Wright's latest game has been delayed indefinitely. Publisher Electronic Arts claims the game could be ready for 2009's fiscal year, though that date is anything but firm. There's no word if the delay will allow for console ports or if it's just in need of more development. At this rate, I wonder if Duke Nukem Forever will get into stores first. Yesterday, we reported on Manhunt 2's banning in the UK and Ireland, and now the game is having trouble in the US. Upon initial review, the ESRB handed Rockstar's sequel the dreaded AO rating. The adults-only label states that only people 18 and older can play the game. If the rating sticks, it means many major retailers will refuse to stock the game. Rockstar can appeal the rating or make changes and resubmit Manhunt 2 for an M. They better move fast. The game is scheduled to be released July 9th. Halo 3 is still months away from hitting the Xbox 360, but impatient gamers can now get a sneak peek at what achievements they'll be gunning for. Gaming site Xbox360achievements.org has uncovered a list of 49 achievements for the new game, including the usual kill ranking medals, but also unveiling several campaign spoilers and secret collectibles, including the fact there are 9 campaign missions and retroactive points for beating the game on the legendary difficulty. Halo 3 is scheduled for release on September 25th. Fans of YouTube and Apple have a lot to be happy about today. In addition to announcing the video site's official launch on Apple TV, Apple also announced the iPhone will be YouTube compatible when it launches next Friday. YouTube has already begun encoding its videos in the H.264 format, which is specifically designed to provide sharper video and use less power on mobile devices. The iPhone will be the first device to use this new format. YouTube will have 10,000 videos encoded on launch and plans to have its entire library iPhone friendly by this fall. Media tycoon Rupert Murdoch is looking to sell MySpace in exchange for a 25% stake in Yahoo. The discussions are tentative and could collapse after the departure of Terry Semel, Yahoo's chief executive. Rupert Murdoch's News Corp feels a stake in Yahoo would give their media group a far larger exposure to internet-based business than MySpace does. The quarter stake in Yahoo is worth roughly $11 billion. We'll have more in the story as it develops. And finally, a heavy metal fan is set to receive disability payments for his addiction to not crack, heroin or opium, but Black Sabbath. 42-year-old dishwasher Robert Tallgren has always had a hard time holding down a job because of his obsession to heavy metal, and as a result, he's now been classified disabled by the Swedish Employment Service. The agency has agreed to pay part of his salary and has given him special permission to play Black Sabbath in the workplace. Many occupational psychologists in Sweden are baffled by the decision. Now, if I could move there and play Britney all day, my life would be sweet. Well, that's it for today, but don't worry, the feed doesn't stop here. Keep your iPod fed with all the news you need to know by downloading our Daily Feed podcast. Get it now at g4tv.com/podcast. I'm Layla Kaylee, and you've just been fed. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Layla. But now it's time for a different kind of news.
What is my greatest video gaming moment?
I played Call of Duty 2 on a 106-inch screen in the pitch black room.
Finishing Zelda, winning God of War on God mode. That was pretty damn cool.
14 hours straight playing Doom while James Brown was looping in the background.
Drifting is when you slide around corners at high speeds, and it's not as easy as you think. Don't try this at home. What happens next? Will this car slide its doors into the wall, hit oncoming traffic, or run its wheels across the track? When you prep your car to go drifting, be sure your wheels are on securely, or they'll be the only things that stay on track.
Takes a real man to drift, fella, all right? That would be me. Welcome back to Attack of the Show. It's TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. We are live and about to deliver the gaming info that you crave. Let's go over to Kevin, who has the latest.
Listen, if you're that guy with the really sweaty hands, do the rest of us a favor. Wipe down the Wiimote and take a breather, because it's time for Game Break. Joining me once again, X-Play co-host and Free Stuff co-host, Miss Morgan Webb. Is there a show that you don't host on television?
I'm going to start hosting Cops next, just so everyone knows.
You going to bring the chimp with you?
Absolutely.
Just making sure. I know that you're bummed, I'm bummed about this potential Spore delay.
Rumors.
We're going to put the rumors aside for a second because you have some hot gaming news to deliver. Huh?
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Sultry.
Okay, first up, we've got an update on all things from Rockstar Games. GamesIndustry.biz has confirmed that the Xbox 360 version of Grand Theft Auto 4 will receive 2 exclusive episodes of extra content. Now, the agreement between Take-Two and Microsoft is said to have come with a price tag in the range of $50 million. In other Rockstar news, Manhunt 2 is in serious trouble. Now, as you heard earlier in the feed, the game received a preliminary rating of adults only from the ESRB. And if that weren't bad enough, the game has already been banned in the UK by the British Board of Film Classification. Yes, I said film, because the BBFC is also in charge of rating video and digital media. David Cook, the board's director, explained that it wasn't even possible to consider modifications to the game because of its graphic violence. But remember, even if the game eventually receives an M rating, the Wii is region locked, so you can forget about selling copies of the game on eBay to overseas gamers. Is that a mod chip anyway? Next up, rumors that a Gears of War sequel would make an appearance at the E3 Media and Business Summit exploded over the internet this week. According to OneUp.com, Epic Vice President Mark Rain quickly responded to dispel the rumor once and for all, and pointed out that Epic has been busy creating new downloadable content for the original game. Now, just last week, 8 new achievements were added, in addition to the previously added gameplay modes and map packs. Now, the lesson here is that if you want to start a rumor about a video game, you should try to stay away from everything made by Epic, because Mark Rain will only shoot you down minutes later.
Ouch.
And finally, some good news for 360 owners. Capcom's sci-fi action title Lost Planet Extreme Condition will see another new multiplayer map pack released next week. Environments for the 3 new levels include jagged glaciers, lush jungle ruins, and an 8-bit inspired arena called Lost Technology. Now, the added content is scheduled to become available via Xbox Live next Thursday for a reasonable 400 points. Now, this will be the 3rd map pack that has been produced for the title so far, and that's what we call replay value. Now, if only it were free.
Oh, gamers can dream, right?
You can't have everything, I guess.
Some gamers' dreams have turned to nightmares as they were eagerly anticipating Spore, what could be the greatest game in the history of mankind. And apparently, it's been delayed once again. 2009 is what they're saying.
They said fiscal year 2009. Okay, first of all, it's a rumor taken from some guy in a Game Informer article. And second of all, like fiscal year 2009, most of which happens in 2008.
Right. It could still mean it's coming out next year, basically.
Right.
But do we think there could be a delay? And if so, is that because the game's too ambitious? Are they porting it to consoles? Or does Will Wright just need a little bit more time to polish up some textures?
You know, even if it is delayed by a few months, which is what I'm getting the impression that this is what they're talking about, but nothing has been officially announced yet. I think it'd be great to see it on consoles as well. It'd be great for the consoles to talk to PCs, obviously. Sure. Personally, I'd probably play it on the PC, but, you know.
Yeah, do we think, I mean, how hard would it be to actually create the creature that's just a tail with 14 mouths on it using the Xbox controller?
Well, they've been doing some really surprising things like RTSs on consoles, which means they're starting to rethink the way that you interface with these machines, and with the Wii would probably be a lot of fun. But
so let's assume that the delay is real.
Okay,
it's not coming out till 2009.
Because I get all mad about that.
You going to cancel your pre-order? You are, aren't you? You heard it here first. Morgan Webb refuses to buy
no matter what. Come on now.
No, we all will.
We're all going to buy it.
That's today's Game Break. Thank you, Morgan, for coming by. Remember, folks, G4 is the first network ever with a website optimized for the Wii's internet browser. So now you have access to all of G4's exclusive web content, including streaming videos, photos, game reviews, and more. Just fire up that Wii browser and log into g4tv.com/Wii and check it all out.
Okay, quick question. Which will come first? Paris Hilton winning an Academy Award or the release of Spore? Place those bets. We'll be back in just a bit.
we'll introduce you to LucasArts' new shooter, Fracture. We hit the pages of Edge magazine on Olivia's rack.